everybody, welcome to channel chat 87. My name is Infiniti, and if you don't know, I'm the face, the voice, and the hands behind all the content here on the channel and behind the blog, InfinityCraftingCompany.com. I almost got tongue-tied on my own name, but that's what we do here on this channel. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back, and thank you for coming back. There are a lot of new faces. I checked my analytics yesterday, and there are over 3,900 subscribers to this channel at this point. So we're like this close to 4,000 subscribers. That's a lot of people, and I will never cease to be astonished when I come back to record for channel chats, because it just amazes me that people just continue to like my content. So thank you so much for your support, and I hope that you'll continue to like my content. Today's channel chat admittedly won't be super long. Like, I just haven't been on camera that much here on YouTube. I've been coming back with my tutorials, but I haven't actually done a channel chat since I don't remember. So it's important that I pop up every now and again and talk. So I am happy to announce that I have a pattern coming out in August. So this month, actually in a few days. The early access for my super crafties, which are part of the Hey Craftpreneur podcast group, that early release for the free pattern will be coming out on the 17th of August, so that's a Tuesday. It's also my little brother's birthday. So that's going to be out there, and then the actual release date for just general public will be on the 24th, so that is like the day after I start classes. Hooray! That is the pattern that I'm actually wearing right now. So I am terrible at coming up with names, so this is called the Summer Ecstasy top because I had no other name for it. This is actually the product of a crochet along I did over at Stacey Campbell's Uniquely Yours Crochet. I always get tongue-tied, so I have to like slow down and think about names. I actually joined in for her birthday crochet along, and it was really fun, and I ended up writing down the stuff that I did because I knew I was going to be making panels and I wasn't going to remember what I did for the previous panels. Anyway, it ended up that I wrote out the pattern, so I just typed it up. So it's going to be available for free on my blog. There's also going to be another version where the sleeves are hashed out, so that's going to be available in my shop. So if you want to support the channel, that's going to be there for you guys. This was really fun to do. There's actually a little bit of story time behind this. So I ended up using discontinued yarn again. This is like the fourth big project that I've done consecutively that has featured discontinued yarn. I have a really bad habit of like going to a store, going to an online shop, buying yarn and letting it sit on my shelf for like 6 months, and then I turn around and buy more because I finally get a light bulb to go off, and then it's discontinued. Well, this time it was no different. So what I ended up doing was going to Hobie and getting some of their Twister Solid to blend with the yarn. So the yarn I used actually ties into another story. So this actually comes as a bit of good news for the channel. For those of you guys who don't know, I've been an affiliate of Darn Good Yarn since like 2018-ish, like the end of 2018. And recently they shut down their like old affiliate program, which I was like, oh crap. Like, for those of you who run your own channels and like do affiliate linking and stuff, that's really important, like for income and whatnots for your channel, aside from like AdSense and whatever, you know, YouTube brings towards you. So anyway, I was like, oh no, will I be reaccepted? But you know what? God's good. I got reaccepted into their what they call now like their partner program. So now when you click those links that I provide, I get commissions basically off your purchases. So still kind of like the affiliate program, but a little bit better. So I'm excited about what's to come with that. I was very happy because like literally it had been like a couple weeks, and I was like, okay, maybe they're not gonna let me. And then like the very next day when I was outside, I got the email that I got reaccepted. So I was really excited about that, and I went ahead and did a photo shoot for this. One of the yarns that I used was actually their Peekaboo lace weight yarn in California Skies. So yeah, that's discontinued, but it paired really nicely with the Hobie Twister. The grays are different, but they blended well. So I was really happy to be able to make something up with a special yarn. This one's truly unique to me because yeah, that color is never coming back. But I probably will make another one of these at some point, but with like one of the regular lace weight silk hanks, because I mean they're like pretty much the same, but I think these are just like limited edition or special colors that they came out with. So anyway, I am excited about that news. I am also excited about the fact, or just elated about the fact, that I finally made my first sale on my website. So for those of you who don't know or haven't been around that long, I used to have all my handmade items back on Etsy, as well as all my patterns. And I was like, I knew that I was going to launch my blog website thingy in February this year. And so I didn't really, how do I want to say that? I put a lot of time and effort into my crafts, right? As do all of us. So, you know, by the time last year, by the time they got done taking out fees or whatever, I didn't really feel like it was worth selling my handmade items on Etsy as much, you know. So I closed down my shop for physical orders for that reason, and I just put my entire inventory over on my blog. So that's why you can't find anything on my Etsy shop now except for patterns. I was like, you know, between like having ads on my website and just like whatever YouTube does and all the other affiliate program thingies I was doing, I just really wanted my website to like be able to sustain itself. So, you know, this is like a really good pat on the back, so to speak. I was very excited to wake up to that email like, hey, you got an order. And so anyway, that's been all fulfilled and sent out. That process was really smooth. Like at first I was intimidated a little bit by the prospect of processing and doing all the fulfillment myself, but it's really not that hard. And when I consider basically what Etsy was kind of like a middleman for that, like to an extent, and I'm just like, really? So I'm like, all that percentage you took out of my revenue, and I could have been doing this myself. So I was really glad that this year I was able to get to a point where I could have my own website, because that's basically what's been holding me up. I'd been building my website since 2018, so it was like a long process. I started building my website, fun fact, before I started my YouTube channel. I'm like, you know, I wasn't really keen on being in the public eye at that point, believe it or not. And eventually, you know, I was like, you know what, I'm bored, why not, you know, get on YouTube while I'm building my website? Why the heck not? And I got on there, and now I'm here and doing awkward channel chats and podcasts. So yeah, and that's another thing, this summer has just been really productive, I think, aside from me, you know, being down at the end of May for like 12 days. But in general, it's been really productive. I was able to finish up like 95 scrunchies. I have made shawls. I have recorded things. I have made surprise stuff. I was able to finish my entrelac sweater that I did for the 4th of July. And I mean, it's just been really, really, really productive. So I'm gonna pat myself on the shoulder for that. I've also been busy with like my podcast. So for those of you guys who don't know, I run this podcast. It's called Hey Crafterpreneur, and I've been running it since like January 14th, and it's like kind of supporter only content over on my website. I started hosting it over on Coffee, which is like my tip jar thing. It's kind of like Patreon, but it's like better. And eventually, once I got my website, I got the bright idea to start just hosting it on my website. And then I'm like, you know what? Now that I see I can make like membership tiers on my website, I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. I can do that like that, and just kind of host my my content all in one spot, so to speak. So that's been something fun to do. Usually my podcasts run between like 25 minutes and like 48 minutes, and it's like content I don't put anywhere else. Every now and again I'll put a snippet up on Instagram, but like nobody else gets to see this stuff. So for episode 16, which I just did like last week, episode 16, I went 2 hours long, and I really surprised myself on that one. There were like 21 individual little clips. So for those of you guys who do your own podcast stuff, there was like a bunch of clips, and it's mostly because I had to stretch out my recordings over several days. As I was waiting on this shelf, if you guys, you know, notice my background's a little different. My leaves are gone. Not gone. They're moved. And I had to put in a new shelf because The other one is just like not large enough anymore. I had a little extra yarn to come in, so in that particular episode of the podcast, I unboxed stuff and I talked about my studio and just kind of deep dived into my studio stuff. So that was fun to do for me, at least, and so that's out there. And I think I also put a resource file with it, which usually it's just like links and like chatting about all the stuff that I talked about in the podcast, but in a more condensed form, because I apparently can be long-winded. So that was fun to do, and put the stuff together. I really want to just take down all the yarn off that other shelf and just like totally redo my shelves, but I'm like, that's a little bit extra. But at the same time, I really like to color code things. I'm kind of weird like that. Like even my ink pen collection is completely color coded. I have problems, but I think it's really aesthetic, so I might end up doing that maybe the weekend after school starts, because I'm pretty sure there's something I'm gonna want to do, something therapeutic for that. I've also been working on that dress. I don't know, I think I showed it off a couple of channel chats ago. I've been working on it. It's almost past my ankle now, and I'm happy because I have a hoop skirt. I'll be talking about that project probably next month over on my blog, so stay tuned for that. I really like this project, and I'm hoping that I get to go out and model it, because it's just so darling. I can appreciate what I've done here. Not to toot my own horn. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go edit this channel chat. I don't really remember what else I was gonna say. Never mind. Never mind, I remember. So I've also been diving a little bit into short form content. So those tiny like little 12 to 10-second clips that I post now and again. I've posted 2 so far. I've really been enjoying doing that kind of thing lately. Like at first I thought short form content was kind of trash because it was like so short, but it's really trendy right now, apparently. I just wanted to test the waters with it at first, and like, okay, say if I just posted a still image or like a regular IGTV on my Instagram page, it might get like 10 likes or something. But then like I post a reel and it gets like 150. The one of them got like 650, and then one of them got like 3,000. One of them where I was just twirling around in this got like 3,400 views, and I'm like, okay, well, all right. So and that's like totally organic, and it's really cool how the algorithm pushes that particular type of content. So that's something I eventually will probably expand. I don't know, I kind of use it cross-platform, so my little watermark for Instagram is going to be there in the corner on some of them, because yeah, reusing content is just, it's smart. So I'm looking forward to doing more of that. I mostly do it on Instagram. I don't know, I'm kind of shy when it comes to YouTube, which sounds really weird, and I try not to be, but I am. So yeah, you know. But anyway, I've been enjoying the short form content. That's actually going to be some of the content for my episode 17 of Hey Craftapreneur. I only do like an episode per 2 weeks for that, so it's not like a super huge thing. But I recently had to like expand my library to like Vimeo because of how my website plan deals with video. So I needed more space for more hours, and so I've just done that recently, especially this last 2-hour episode. So anyway, it's a fun time. If you want to check it out, you can head over to my website. It's always linked in my description box. And until next time, guys, happy making.